let's see here. Okay. Sabrina?
Yeah, could you do number 1 on the pre-calc quiz from this
A couple different quizzes out there. This is it right here.
singular
This is it. Okay, so let's take a look at, this is a problem that just flat out says how many triangles are possible. So you know the answer is going to be 0, 1, or 2. Oh wait, that's 16. So I want to know how many triangles are possible. So obviously we got a law of sines situation. So sine 39 over 16 equals sine d over 17. Now that's the first thing I wrote down. So the minute I write this, I'm on alert. So even if the problem didn't say how many triangles are possible, the minute I wrote this down, I would know potentially there's going to be another answer. So let's type that in on our calculator. The second sine. Close to parentheses, right at 16. I got 41.96. If there is a second triangle, that other angle would be the supplement of the original, so it would be 138.04.
Yeah, I just literally thought that, yeah. It can be a 2% or 2 angle. 2 degree.
Yeah, as long as it's something bigger than 0, it's fine.
Yep.
Okay? So 2 triangles possible, both those are possible. All right, Haley? The homework? Yeah. All right, now we're on 5.6. It's here somewhere. All right, so we're solving a triangle where this is the given, and my job is to solve that triangle, which means find everything that is missing. So, what are my options to solve a triangle? SOHCAHTOA, law of sines or law of cosines? SOHCAHTOA is out, don't know it's the right triangle. Law of sines is out because I don't have my pair. So I guess it's going to be law of cosines. And I will start right here finding side angle. So a squared is going to be 12 squared plus 7 squared minus 2, 12, 7, cosine 55. And I can just go ahead and type that one in. And get something. Let's see, what do I get? Oh, I got it. Oops, got to square root it. I got 9.83. Is that okay? Everybody? All right, so now what? I'm not done. I found side A, so if it said find side A, I'd be done, but it says solve the triangle. So now maybe I can find angle C. So I can do sine 55 over 9.83. And I'm going to put that in parentheses because that number is sitting right there. So I think I'll use my answer button. So sine 55 over 9.83 equals sine C over 7. So 7 sine 55 divided by 7 answer. And second sine, I got 35.68. and then I'll just subtract those from 180. And I got 89.32. Is that okay with you? You would figure out what happened there? Okay, and oh my gosh, okay. So, Liam had an exceptional swimming season, did a very good season. And so I made cookies, and I didn't see you people on Tuesday, and I couldn't give them to you yesterday because it was Ash Wednesday. So now I'm sitting here with this container of cookies, and they're fine because they don't spoil, but they might be a little crunchy. So if you like one, pass it around. If not, I'll send the extras home. Liam? Because he's got siblings really. Alright, so what else?
Homework 5.6, number 7. The football one.
Homework 5.6, number 7. Alright, so there's a picture drawn for me. Alright, so here's point A. Here's point B. So basically, I just want to know what that is. This milestone, right?
Yes.
So what are you asking me? Why are you asking this question? I'm just curious as what's confusing you about it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I had the
I hope they don't break your teeth, but it's super hard.
No.
Alright, so it's just a raw cosines problem.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had it set up right. The wording confused me.
Oh yeah,
Just like
the
the
angle I did over this.
receiving and
It tells you the problem. It tells you that the ball travels 73 yards at an angle of 8 degrees to the right of the receiver. So that angle's 8 degrees, yeah. Yeah, so there we go. Just make sure you square root it after you type it in. All right, anything else from either notes or homework or something else? Sam?
On the quiz number 3, I have 1 heart on my quiz.
Okay, so this one is we're finding area of a triangle. So, what's going through your head when we have to find the area of a triangle? One option is 1/2 side sine. Another option is Hero's formula. But I don't want to use Hero's formula unless I know all 3 sides, which I don't. So I guess I'm going to have to do 1/2 side sine. So unfortunately though, I can't even do 1/2 side sine because I don't have enough sides. So what am I going to have to do to get the ball rolling? Find a side using the law of sines. So I don't know, I can find side L over here. So sine 71 over 14 equals sine 49 over L. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in, leave it on my calculator. So 14 sine 49 equals. Alright, so now I know L is about 11.17. Now, I have 2 sides now in this triangle. So my area will be 1/2 14 times L on my calculator times the sine of the angle in between them. So I need angle F. 1/2 side, sine of included angle. So So how big is that gonna be? Is that 60? That's gonna be sign 60. And this is another one, Sabrina, where I don't need to round anything off because I still have the 11.17 right here. So times 14 times a half times sign 60. And 67.74. I don't know if there was units on that or not, but it's square units.
Okay.
Okay? All right, what else? Josh?
On the three identity practice, the extra practice 2 page number 1.
Extra practice 2. Oh, yeah. This is a tough problem. So, this probably the only thing we're gonna get done now. This is a tough one. So, first of all, nothing is going to cancel. Obviously, something has to cancel because I'm gonna end up with this. But nothing cancels at this point. Okay, would you agree with me? Nothing's gonna cancel at this point. Does anyone have a thought? You can't change into sines and cosines because it's already there. Alright, so that ain't gonna work. Can't get a common denominator because we don't have two fractions. Nothing factors. We're gonna have to get creative.
Break the fraction.
Multiply by sine and the cosine, so you can have them squared.
So multiply by something. Now, I want you to look closely here and maybe think about like a little parentheses here. What if I multiplied, I'm gonna erase this so I can get next to that. What if I multiplied the top and the bottom of this by the conjugate of the bottom? Now, honestly, I haven't done this problem in a very long time. I'm not sure if I should be doing the conjugate of the bottom or the top, but we're gonna start with the bottom. So 1 plus sine plus cosine. Okay, so you know what the conjugate is, right? You change that middle sign. Well, this is just a quantity minus cosine, so the conjugate would be the quantity plus the cosine. And I'd do that on the top and the bottom. Now, this is just a bunch of foiling, and hopefully something is going to cancel out nicely. Let's see. If I forget that these are parentheses, and I just start foiling, that might be the easiest thing to do. So on the bottom, I'm gonna have 1 times all of those. So 1 plus sine plus cosine. And then I'm gonna have sine times all of those. So plus sine squared, plus sine cosine. And then I'm gonna have negative cosine times all of those. So minus cosine sine, and minus cosine squared. Let's see if anything good comes to the side line here. The cosines are gonna cancel. What else? The sine cosines are gonna cancel. 1 plus sine squared doesn't work, but 1 minus cosine squared is, what's 1 minus cosine squared? Sine squared with another sine squared, so I've got 2 sine squareds. Anything else on the bottom?
2 sine.
2 sines. Now, that actually makes me a little bit excited because I'm trying to end up with only sines on the bottom. All right, let's see what happens on the top. same thing, FOIL, FOIL, FOIL. So 1 times all of those. Sine times all of those. And cosine times all of those. Alright, anything good come of all that? Sine squared and cosine squared make 1 with the 1, so I got a 2 up there. I got 2 sines. I got 2 cosines. And I have 2 sine cosines.
Take a 2 out of everything.
Yeah, let's take a 2 out of everything for sure. So if I take a 2 out of everything, now I've got 1 plus sine plus cosine plus sine cosine over, 2's gone, over sine squared plus sine. The top factors by grouping. So if you group the first 2, you have 1 times 1 plus sine. There's nothing to take out. But if you do the last 2, you can take out a cosine, and you have 1 plus sine. So the top factors, and this is just the top now, 1 plus sine times 1 plus cosine. That's this, I factored it by grouping. And then the bottom will factor by taking out a sine. We did it. Faster than I thought, actually. So, that's tricky. There's not gonna be something that tricky on your test. Not that tricky. Now, some of those skills you need to know, right? You need to know to factor, you need to know to FOIL, you need to know to cancel out things. But that one was tricky from the start because we had to multiply by something. We didn't have anything else to do. We've done those before, but what we multiplied by was like sine. It wasn't a hard thing like that.
This way you cancel the 2 sine. The really long.
Right here.
Yeah.
I didn't cancel them, I added them together. I made 2 sine. I just crossed them out so that I knew I'd taken care of them. They didn't cancel. I don't, nothing on the top cancels, I just collected like terms. Okay? Alright, one more question, who's got one more, Sabrina?
Could you do 6A on this sheet right here? I think you
Review
did
sheet?
6B yesterday.
Review sheet is 6A, that's another trigonometric inequality. So basically it says cosine x is less than a half. So here is my cosine curve from 0 to 2 pi, which is what my directions indicate. That's my cosine curve. And somewhere, there's a half. Somewhere on this cosine curve, like right there and right there, the cosine is a half. So I need to figure out where that is. Where is the cosine a half? Well, it's in what quadrants? What quadrants have a half as a question? In 1 or 4, and if 1, 2, root 3, that would be what kind of angle there? Pi over 3, it's 60, pi over 3. So what are the answers to that question? Where does the cosine equal 1/2? Well, it either equals 1/2 at pi over 3, or it equals 1/2 at 5 pi over 3. So those are these labels right here. This is pi over 3, and this is 5 pi over 3. That's where the cosine is 1/2. Now, I put open dots on my picture, just like I do on a number line, when it's not equal to, right? Now, I want the cosine to be less than 1/2. So where am I looking? Underneath those dots, right? So this is the answer to the question. So what are the angles? Everything between pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3 is going to have a cosine less than 1/2.
And we just write it in the interval notation. when
Yes, you
answering
should
it.
write that as an interval. Yeah. So it would be pi over 3. Pi over 3. Thank you, yeah. Okay, one more. Anything else? Okay, tomorrow you have a video. Chapter 6, I already gave you the notes, you're ready to go. You're gonna watch that video, you're gonna have it ready to go for our first class after the test. Our first class